All right. Hi, guys. This is Thesia, and this is my podcast, This Grandma's Life. And this is episode 7. Sometimes university, sometimes YouTube University can be annoying. It's November 15, 2022. So, yep. Oh, it's episode 7. Yes, and you could tell I'm a little bit rusty still. It's been over a week. It's been kind of busy. So it's going to take me a minute to get into the groove of this, but I'll get there. Actually, I was supposed to be doing a Fireside Freedom podcast tonight, but a lot of the people that have been there, they've either caught the crud or they just got back from a Jack Spirko's workshop and did a lot of talking. They did some, they were doing some presentations and stuff. And Jack Spirko has big, it's not so much big as many as people, but he has a pretty serious shindig, and people are running and going and talking, and there's always a lot going on, and very interesting. I've never been to one. I've been to a couple of his things, but not the workshops. They're like 3 days long. So whoever is speaking there, they're busy, and so they 2 or 3 of the guys, they needed to have some time off, and that's fine too. So I'll just do mine tonight. I'm going to start with my quote of the day, and this one's kind of an interesting one. My nose itches. Sorry. This one is from Rabbi Hillel, Hillel. It says, "You have a solemn obligation to take care of yourself, because you never know when the world will need you." And I thought that was an interesting twist on it, because we're always saying, take care of ourselves, take care of yourselves, because so your family needs you. If you don't take care of yourself, if you're not feeling good, then you can't take care of your family, stuff like that. But the world, that's kind of a big thought. But what if that is the case? What if something happens and the world needs you? I mean, we're here for a reason. So maybe the world does need us. So take care of yourselves, guys. So let me say it again. You have a solemn obligation to take care of yourself, because you never know when the world will need you. Rabbi Hillel. Okay. Now, my product of the day. I know this sounds really odd, but some of you know that a few years ago, I started pouring up candles when Tom was a beekeeper. We had a beeswax and stuff, and I thought, well, I'll just make some beeswax candles. I need to do some revamping on my Etsy shop. It's called Kinsey's Candle Shop. I named it after Kinsey, my granddaughter, because I was trying desperately to teach her how to be an entrepreneur, but she was 9. She didn't care. She's 16 and she still doesn't care. But it's pretty cool. If nothing else, if you look at the logo that's there, she drew that whenever she was 9 years old, and I still like that logo. But I found some more cups that I'm going to do. I do eucalyptus candles and some lavender candles and stuff too. But I also like to go to thrift stores and find pretty cups, particularly cup and saucers, and pour candles in them with the beeswax. So that's what this is pretty much about. I do have some what's it called, lotion bars and a couple other things, but as I revamp, I'm probably going to be taking some of that stuff off, and then just go ahead and go back to the candle shop. But whatever's on there now, you're welcome to it. What is happening on the farm? 2 or 3 things. One thing, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, I don't believe I have, here in the last few days, it's looking like wattles. I have 2 female pigs. In fact, they're going to be a year old this next week. And of course, you know that Jimmy Dean died over the summer. And I think I looked it up. I think he just died, I can't remember, August something. And I think it was August 12th. I can't remember for sure. But Waddles is showing indications that she might be pregnant. I never saw the D being done or anything, but her teats are changing where Daisy's are not. And so I looked up the date. I just can't remember what it was, but yeah, if Jimmy Dean did the deed the day he died, I may be having piglets as late as December 6th. So she's not looking well. I mean, like I said, the only difference I'm seeing now is her teats are changing. She's not getting particularly big yet, but got 2 or 3 more weeks to go. I don't know. We'll have to watch her and see how that goes. And she may not be pregnant. She just may be developing differently than Daisy. I don't know. Saturday, Tom and I got all my adult birds moved to new pasture, and they've been way overdue for that. And even though the ground that we moved them on is not real great, because we really were hurting for rain over the summer, but at least it's new ground that's not getting down to the bare dirt. So I moved them over to new pasture and put up the electric net fence around them. But we also, my pullets with 2 or 3 little cockerels that I had a few weeks ago. I ordered a batch of chick or pullets. They're supposed to be all female, and then I hatched a batch, and actually it's looking like my male female ratio of the stuff I hatched is looking pretty good too. But that's in one of those John Suskovich style chicken tractors, and I just pulled the whole thing in with inside of the same uh electric net fencing as the adult birds. That way they can kind of look at each other through the fence and get to know each other. And over time, I'll get them where I'm probably going to keep the cockerels in the pen, because I don't want. I've already got a rooster, and I don't need any more males in there. But one of them is already starting to crow, and so that's kind of funny. Roosters, when they first start crowing, they sound funny. It's kind of like a teenage boy. Their voice changes and all that other stuff, but it is funny, and I like it. But so we did that, and got them all together. And then I didn't get a lot of other work done over the weekend because Tom's sister Tammy came all the way down from Wisconsin along with her husband James. They're really nice people. I really enjoy being with them and talking with them. We got to have a couple of nice meals together, and I don't know, it's just nice to have a visit with them. So we saw them, what is it, Saturday and Sunday, and they were here on Monday also, but Tom had to work and I was doing other stuff too. Well, they came over while I was at a women's meeting on Monday night, but I think they've moved on. I think they're going to go on down to Tahlequah, visit another sister, and then they're going to go down by Oklahoma City to visit his family. So it was nice. We got to spend a weekend visiting with my in-laws, or with family essentially. And so I didn't get a lot of work done, but we got plenty of work done, I guess. The next segment is my 3 things. And today my 3 things was doing floor exercises at home. I did get that done. And the second one is the marquee and Facebook post. We have a clothing ministry with the church. And so like the first and third Saturday of the month. And so I go out there and I put letters on the marquee stating when we're going to have the next, the Helping Hands Clothing Ministry. It's where that's a cool ministry. And I know I'm going to mention this again if I haven't already in the past. It's so cool because we have a bunch of clothes. They're really cute clothes. You don't look like you're going to a thrift store and picking out something, kind of half torn or stained or anything like that, because we get rid of all that stuff. We have such a huge volume of free clothes that get donated to us, and then we donate them to whomever shows up, and they just go shopping. We've got everything sized and hung and put away nice. It looks nice. It looks professional, and people can shop, and we bag it up for them, and they can go home with as many clothes as they want. The only thing we ask is they don't take it down like to the corner and sell them like at a yard sale or something. But even then, with us giving away our clothing all the time, we've got enough that stuff that maybe doesn't match. Like right now we're going into winter, so we're not keeping summer stuff because we just don't have any room to keep it. So we donate that. And another lady comes through and she gets it and she takes it to different places. And some of the stuff ends up even in other countries, all for free. All of it gets donated. None of it's being paid for by anyone. So on the Tuesday, I try to get there on Tuesday before that Saturday. I get to the marquee and post that we're going to be open that Saturday. And I also try to get there and sorry, my dog is scratching the door. It startled me for a moment. It's noisy too. But and I also put it on the Facebook post for the community and get that done too. So my number 3 thing, the third thing of my 3 things was a Fireside Freedom podcast. And like I said, we took the week off on that one, and we'll try it again next week. Hopefully when people are feeling better and more rested up. So that's why I'm here today. So 2 out of 3. Oh, well. All right. What I'm reading. Okay. I just finished this book, and it's called Final Jeopardy by Linda Fairstein. I don't know. Fairstein. And this book was written in 1996, and apparently she's like a prosecutor, or like for a special victims unit type thing, and she wrote a novel. And so she deals with obviously rape, and this novel. Okay, in her real life, she deals with all this stuff, but in this novel, she also deals with it, and so she deals with stalking and rape and sexual assault and different other things and stuff. So, you know, for a novel, it was pretty good. Apparently, it was her debut model. I know I read that somewhere there that it was her debut novel, but I can't find it again. But I wanted to read you. And it's only one part of the page this time, but it was an interesting thing to talking about stalking. This is on page 73 of Final Jeopardy by Linda Fairstein, written in 1996. Stalking cases are really an odd variety of criminal behavior. The risks are enormous between that sort of action when not punished and the enraged lover who tires of his calls and entreaties being ignored by his subject and waits nearby her office, building with a gun in his hand. Not a week goes by when I don't have several of these pending, with women desperately fearful as they tell me their estranged husbands standing outside their office or apartments every day watching their movements. They plead with me, each of them wanting to know the same thing. If that conduct is a violation of the orders of protection, can't he be arrested? Lurking and watching and following seem to have no sanction in the court. Yet the stalker's next move often escalates to a deadly one. You can keep the harasser a certain number of feet away from the victim's front door, order him not to enter the workplace, and demand that his calls and letters cease. But once she's an open target, walking in a public space or street or subway, the thin sheet of paper handed to her by a judge as an order of the court is as worthless as Confederate currency. And some of you know that I had not so much a stalker, but way back in 1998, I was attacked and raped and sodomized, had to play dead 4 times and stuff. And I have a protective order, but it's kind of funny because when the man who did that, okay, he got 3 years for sexual assault and 2 years for assault with intent to kill. And they had him out of prison, and he was standing in my neighbor's yard within 9 months, about 9 months after the initial attack. And I had called the police, and they were upset because they knew he was there, but he wasn't breaking the protective order. He wasn't in my yard, and he wasn't calling me. And there were 2 or 3 other things. So being in my neighbor's yard within just a few feet of my place was not breaking the protective order. And so that, that kind of struck home with me on that one. That's what this was kind of dealing with too. And then even last night when I was at the Women of Grace meeting, one of the ladies there, she works at at the local shelter for abused women and stuff. There's a name for it, but it just escaped me all of a sudden. And she talked about what she does and some of the jobs that some of the things, the women that come through and stuff. And I have to admit, it brought up some pretty interesting memories. And I even spoke a little bit because it did evoke some of these memories. But this place that she worked, I didn't go to the shelter because I had decided I didn't have any reason to hide, and I wasn't going to hide. But when I had to go to the hospital, the clothes I was wearing was evidence. So I had to have all new clothes. I was bloody. I was, beat up and bloodied. So I had to take a shower and all those little things that people in the motels, and if you save them and you donate them, they do come in handy. They do get used. I had shampoo and conditioner and some way to wash up, and toothpaste and toothbrush and stuff. When I was getting another job, they actually took me down to one of their stores because they have a resale shops, and they took me down there and actually gave me 2 or 3 pair of black slacks so I could have them for the new job I was having. And then when my car broke down at the same time, all kinds of stuff happened at that same time. They actually gave me a bicycle so that I could get to and from work. They sent somebody to go to court with me. They had people who had a counselor to help me to get ready to go to court and stuff. So yeah, these particular, so that's not exactly what was bad at this book. She was talking about stalking and some of the laws and stuff. But this girl last night was talking about some of the laws in Oklahoma and how they've changed over the last few years, and so it was kind of interesting. The book itself did not bring up so many memories as the lady speaking last night, because she was in the same she worked in this at the same organization that helped me so much, and it did bring up some memories. So yeah. But yeah, that's what started this whole thing too is Linda Fairstein, Final Jeopardy, and that book is written in 1996. I don't know if you can get it or not, but because we work at the Helping Hands Clothing Ministry, they also donate books, and so I bring home a lot of books and read. Okay, next segment. What is on my mind? I was getting some non-GMO feed from this guy nearby, and I was getting it by the barrel. So I think each barrel held about 300 pounds worth of feed. And so I was getting egg layer, and I was getting grower, poultry grower, and I was getting pig grower too. And recently he just says, you just don't buy enough for me to deal with. I'm thinking, okay. So I lost my source of non-GMO feed. And organic, I can't even do organic. You can't even get it. I went to a feed store here a few years ago here in Oklahoma. You think being in Oklahoma or any place that's rural, you think you could get access to feed that you need, but you actually, it's very difficult. It is outrageously expensive if you can get it at all. And I had asked a local feed store a few years ago, I said, can't you get non-GMO or organic or anything? And he goes, we're here to feed the world. We're not worried about whether you want it for me organic or not. And I thought, I don't want my feed, my food to be sprayed with glyphosate Roundup or any other thing. I don't, because some of that stuff, even wheat, they can tell you that it's not sprayed, but it is. About a week before wheat is harvested, they go around and they see at which point the next field they want to harvest, and they will spray it with Roundup to dry it off, so that they can actually plan. And I try to understand that, yeah, they have to just plan to do the best they can and get in there to get it harvested, but it's still being sprayed with a known carcinogen. And I've got customers who want food that has not been sprayed with carcinogen and herbicide and all that other stuff. So yeah, I'm having trouble finding it. I don't know. I'm going through the winter with regular feed. Maybe hopefully by next spring I can find somebody that I can afford. That's another thing too. I mean, come on. If you think about it, whenever I'm trying to sell you something, whenever you say, oh my gosh, you want how much for that? You go, do you know how much I paid for feed for that? So yeah, that's kind of a sticky subject. So if you know of anybody who does non-GMO feed or even organic, that's at a relatively good price. And I don't buy it by a huge amount, but I do buy some, and I'd like to have access to it without having to break the bank or lose all my customers because they can't afford it. On a brighter note, my youngest grandbaby Ivy, she's turning 1 year old next week. No, this week. Sorry. Yeah, she's turning 1 year old here in a couple of days, and tomorrow night we're going to have a birthday party for her. And I have to admit, I'm looking for it. She's a cutie. I know I'm a grandma, but she's a cutie. So I'm looking forward to being a part of her first birthday, and so we're going to go over there tomorrow night and have a party and watch her play with all the new toys that I'm sure everybody's going to show up and bring. Okay, so another thing that's on my mind. Okay, you guys know I'm trying to do this shower and redo my bathroom and stuff, and I made a little bit of progress today. But this house, I think it was built in 1998. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's what somebody said, and it's harvest gold. And it's ugly, and it's got these push pins. I don't know what they were called, but they were push pins that kind of hold the parts of the shower into the wall. And I was working trying to figure out how to get these things out of the wall so I could get the shower dismantled, and I couldn't do it. So I went to YouTube University. And so, as with everything, you have to have the right words to search something. And I was just trying to. I searched removing a shower stall from a mobile home, and that kind of this, something, and then I think I put fiberglass. I don't know if it's fiberglass, but it's something like that. So I was looking at different ways, but I couldn't find it. And then I found this. Then on a thumbnail, it was saying how to deal with those annoying push pins. And I went, oh, push pin. That's what those are called. So I tried to watch this girl's video so I can learn what to do. She was so annoying. She was young. I don't know, 20, 25. I don't know how old she was, but she was, how when you're wanting to learn something, you're trying to say, come on, get to the point so I can see this, And she goes, I just don't know what I'm doing. And I've been putting this off, just procrastinating. And then a truck would go by. She goes, oh, let's wait till the truck goes by. Okay, now we got to wait for the car to go by. I'm thinking, anyway, I've been procrastinating and I don't know what I'm doing. I thought, okay, I can't do this. But at least I knew the proper search word with how to remove the push pins. And I found a good video that I could tolerate. And I didn't get a chance to try it yet. I had to run off and do something else. But I'm going to try tomorrow, hopefully, to get those push pins out and actually get the shower out of there. Well, at least I don't know. I always have big dreams. I know, okay, big dreams. Ooh, get the shower out of the bathroom. Okay. But anyway, at least I'm making progress, and that's good. But yeah, that was annoying, and I'm sorry, and I guess I have to try to keep things in perspective because I'm doing all this stuff. And obviously I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm open and honest with you, but I don't know what I'm doing. But I don't believe that I am trying to sell it to you. Like, oh, here's how you do this. I'm an expert or whatever. I don't know. So I try to, I'm trying to keep it in perspective that she may not have either. I just happened to stumble across her video. I don't know, but it was annoying regardless. Okay. My story of the day. I've got a couple of stories. One of them, like I said, Ivy's birthday is coming here in a couple of days. And I've got a 20-year-old grandson, and then I've got Kinsey as my 16-year-old granddaughter. And I've always told Joseph, oh, Joseph, you're my favorite grandson. And as he got older, he kept saying, Grandma, I'm your only grandson. I said, yeah, I know, but you're my favorite. And then when Kinsey came along, oh, Kinsey, you're my favorite granddaughter. And, we went through all that as the kids got older. And now I've got another granddaughter, and Kinsey's going, I can't be your favorite granddaughter anymore. I said, how do you know? I haven't picked any favorites. I said, you can be my favorite granddaughter, and she could be my favorite grandbaby. I don't know however that works. But yeah, I enjoy telling my grandkids that they're my favorite. I was thinking today as I was trying to take apart the shower, some of the things I have tried to do in the past. And years ago, when we lived in town, when Tom first started having trouble with depression, was literally doing nothing, our tub was backed up. And I got to figure out how to ban people, because I don't know how to do that. Because there it is. Yes. Because somebody just showed up and said sexfind.info. So I blocked them. That's the first. Okay. Got that done. Because I forgot to look on that. Hey, had a commenter anyway. Can't beat that. Okay. So I was trying to, the drain in the tub was completely plugged. And I had water 2 inches in the bottom of the tub. But it had been there for 2 or 3 days. It's like, I can't take a shower in this. We've only got one bathroom. And I had seen Tom fix drains before. So, and we had 2 snakes. One of them was just a handheld one that you can just kind of wind a little bit. And then he had a great big one. I think it weighed 80 pounds, the whole thing. I thought, all right, I don't know one from another, but I'm going to get the 80-pound one. So I hauled that sucker into the bathroom, and I knew the part where you flip it up, the switch up and down for whether you can drain or not, everything. He always took that off, and then he stuck the snake down there, and that's how he would fix the drain. I thought, okay, I can do that. So I took off that cover and put the snake down in there, and I'm just working trying. I don't know what was clogging it, but I was going to work with it, and I'm shoving and trying to get up, and worked up a sweat, and I'm sitting there going, my husband did this, I can do this, just trying to get it done. All of a sudden, it broke loose and the water went down. I was really happy. And so I went to go wash my hands and there was no water. And I went, oh no. But I could hear the water running underneath the house. So I called Tom and I said, hey, how do you turn off the water to the house? And he's going, why? I said, look, just tell me how to turn it off and I'll call you back. Well, what I had done is while I was trying to jam the snake down the drain, I had actually disconnected the drain from the tub and it hit the water feed and knocked it off. Yeah, how do you do that? I don't know. I can do it. But this was an old house. And so the crawl space was like, you had to like literally low crawl on your belly. And it was on the other side of the entrance. And it was just a mess. And I cried and cried because Tom goes, I can't crawl. I can't get up underneath and fix it. We had to call our brother-in-law to come all the way from Tahlequah, which is about an hour or something away. And you could hear him thunking and crawling underneath the house so he could get over there and put the drain back on. And I finally told him, I said, look, Tom, you can either fix the drain and you can fix the things around here, or I will do it. And you're going to have to come behind me and fix the mess. And I bring that up because it's actually morphing now. I'm still the one that's doing it and I do make messes sometimes, but I'm also the one that figures out how to clean them up. And I'm sorry. I kind of hate that I had to do that. And I cried because I didn't want people to have to crawl underneath the house and fix where I was messed up, but hey, fix the drain and I wouldn't have had to do it. So that's why I was doing that. All right. My next segment today is the IPA, that is short for income producing activity. And I'm going to go back to Kenzie's Candle Shop on Etsy. And, so you can look at some of the candles and stuff that I've got there. And like I said, it's going to be revamped here pretty soon. And I'll have all new stuff out there, or a whole bunch of new stuff anyway. Okay, my creator of the day, and I had to think about this because the first few were easy because there's like people I know and friends and they're just kind of getting started and stuff too. But this one I've enjoyed. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I do listen to a lot of podcasts, and these guys have two of them. This is Billy Bonds with William. William is his son and Michelle is his wife. And so on their YouTube channel is Perma Pastures Farm. And they also have Permaculture Pimp Cast. Now, PIMP is an acronym for Permaculture is My Passion. But I like this particular podcast. I mean, Billy kind of gets out there a little bit every once in a while. It seems like William is always kind of reeling him in, but there's still a lot of stuff to learn, and they've got some good ideas. And I tell you what, no joke. Now, some of it they've taken from some other, like William had gone to Australia to work with Jeff Lawton. So William brought back some of these things like the chicken tractor on steroids and stuff like that. So they've actually implemented that. And they also said that because how they move their pigs and they get food from other sources, not necessarily grains, but other food from other sources, that they can feed their pigs for next to nothing. And they have good tasting pigs and stuff. So he's got some really interesting things to learn on that. So I enjoy it. And that I guess the YouTube channel is Perma Pastures Farm. And the podcast is Permaculture Pimpcast. And remember, pimp is permaculture is my passion. And so I like that one. All right. So we're going to wrap up here. I'm going to tell you someplace I can be found. I got Ellis Family Farms YouTube channel. Now, I've told you I'm going to be Grandma's homestead pretty soon. And that is in the works. I think I've got 1 or 2 more videos I still have to get done that's under the old thing. And then I'll completely change it over to Grandma's homestead. So just figure out, you keep an eye out, and then you'll know which one it is. I have the Farm Animal Life YouTube channel. I've got several videos that are still in the works of being, they've been shot. I just haven't edited them, but you can go on there if you want to watch baby chicks in a brooder, if you want to watch different things. I've got different animals. I just take a camera there, no words, no storyline, anything like that, just animals on the farm. I'm on Instagram as Thesia Ellis. TikTok is at Thesia Ellis. And now on TikTok, I do show things on the farm sometimes, but I also, all these quotes and scriptures and stuff, I'm doing some of those too. and putting them on there. And I enjoy doing that. I'm on MeWe, SCCLS, and Twitter at Thecia Ellis. So those are some of the places you can find me. I was looking at Toolman Tim and one of his things where all the places he can be found. Oh my goodness, he had like, I don't know, dozen or more, probably a lot more than that. I don't know. He had a bunch of places that he was listing for where he can be found. I thought, goodness, that's a lot to keep up with, but he does a good job with stuff like that. So I'm going to sign off now. So thanks for putting up with me and my sexfind.info that I blocked. So guys, I hope that you have a good day. I'm hoping that things are going well for you. And I really hope that you're doing what it takes to get you through what's going on in the world. Because you know what? You never know what's going to happen. And this is all we've got. So I want you to live, be prepared, do everything you can to do what you can in your life and live. Live until you die. This is all we've got, like I've said. And that dash I tell you about, you know, when you look at a tombstone, the day you were born and the day you died, that dash in between is what is this life that you're supposed to be doing. And if you're not looking in the mirror and saying, I did my best for God today, then you need to be thinking about working on that. So guys, God bless. I'll see you next time.